That's a topic I'm not going to discuss because, one, we're not supposed to discuss other teams' players in this position that I have here.
Okay.
And so I violated one of the tenets of our thing. And the obvious thing is the word itself carries connotation, and I just don't understand that part of it, the word. So, I guess word choice could be something I could regret, but talking about other teams' players that's out of the box.
Well, LeBron did say today that if he...
Phil Jackson just broke his silence. And what he said about LeBron James has the entire basketball world in absolute chaos. The Zen master, who stayed quiet for years, dropped a statement that's shaking everything we thought we knew about LeBron's legacy. One of the greatest coaches in NBA history is now publicly questioning the King's place in basketball immortality. The jaw-dropping twist? It all started from a private conversation that somehow leaked to social media. Now, millions are taking sides. LeBron's fans are furious, his critics are celebrating, and Phil Jackson is standing by every single word.
It's incredible. He can play without fouling a lot of times. He can play defense on almost everybody that's on the floor. He's an unselfish ball player. He doesn't lust to score like Michael or Kobe did, or does. He doesn't have that same. But when need is there, he definitely finds a way to score. So his game has continued to improve over the last 4 or 5 years, and we don't see what the limit.
Phil Jackson just broke his silence, and what he said about LeBron James has the entire basketball world in absolute chaos. The Zen master, who's stayed quiet for years, dropped a statement that's shaking everything we thought we knew about LeBron's legacy. One of the greatest coaches in NBA history is now publicly questioning the King's place in basketball immortality. The jaw-dropping twist? It all started from a private conversation that somehow leaked to social media. Now, millions are taking sides. LeBron's fans are furious, his critics are celebrating, and Phil Jackson is standing by every single word.
Special. You said I'm special. I am not like anybody else.
That's true.
And I'm not talking about the public.
Yeah.
I'm talking about amongst the NBA ilk. I'm talking about cats that are a part of the fraternity of 450 plus players. That's it. In the world. You still went to the negotiating table and said, I'm one of the best. We expect to see that shit. And if you don't show it to us, we gonna point out.
Phil Jackson isn't just any voice in basketball. When he speaks, the entire sport listens. 11 NBA championships as a head coach, 6 with Michael Jordan, 5 with Kobe Bryant. He's been in the trenches with 2 of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball, and he knows what true championship greatness looks like from the inside out. For years, Phil stayed away from the modern NBA circus. While everyone else debated podcasts, stats, and the GOAT debates, Phil watched quietly from the shadows as LeBron James built what many call the greatest career in basketball history, 4 championships, 4 finals MVPs, all-time leading scorer. The resume speaks for itself. But here's the thing about Phil Jackson. He doesn't chase noise. He doesn't chase headlines. When he speaks, it's calculated, intentional. And in late January 2025, after years of silence on the LeBron debate, Phil finally decided to break it. What he said? It set the basketball world on fire. LeBron had reached the point in his career where the question isn't whether he's great, it's where he ranks all time. Better than Jordan? The GOAT? His supporters point to the stats, longevity, versatility, and impact on and off the court. But Phil sees something different, and he's not afraid to say it. The respect he commands is unmatched. Players speak of him like a basketball prophet. So when whispers surfaced that Phil had thoughts on LeBron's legacy, the world listened. But nobody expected what came next.
It just sucks that, now at this point, having one of the, biggest businesses that you can have both on and off the floor, having a certified agent in Rich Paul, having a certified business partner in Maverick Carter, that's done so many great business, that the title for young African Americans is the word posse. So it's
It all started at a private dinner in Los Angeles, late January 2025. a small gathering of basketball legends, executives, and media figures. Phil Jackson was there, relaxed, enjoying the company. The conversation naturally drifted to basketball, to legacy, to greatness. Then someone asked Phil directly, "Where does LeBron rank all-time in your eyes?" Phil didn't hesitate. According to multiple sources in the room, he said something that made everyone go silent. He spoke about how modern greatness is different, how the league has changed, and how narratives are now crafted and controlled in ways they never were before. And then he said it, LeBron's legacy is impressive, but it's manufactured. That one word, manufactured, cut through the room like a knife. But Phil wasn't done. He went deeper, questioning LeBron's team hopping, his control of media narratives, and how every move is calculated not just for winning, but for legacy. He asked whether that kind of manufactured greatness can ever truly match the raw, unfiltered dominance of Michael Jordan. The room was stunned. The conversation stayed private until it didn't. Within 48 hours, the explosive part leaked. Phil Jackson says LeBron's legacy is manufactured. Twitter exploded. Instagram went into overdrive. Sports talk shows scrambled to cover it. Just like that, the biggest controversy of the 2025 basketball season was born. LeBron's fans went to war. Phil's bitter. He's stuck in the past. Disrespectful. Comments flooded in by the thousands. On the other side, LeBron's critics felt vindicated. Finally, someone credible is saying what we've been saying for years. The battle lines were drawn, and there was no middle ground. Let's break down what Phil Jackson actually meant. This isn't some old man yelling at clouds. Phil coached in the league for decades. He's seen greatness up close. And when he talks about a manufactured legacy, he's pointing to something very specific. Team hopping. Phil's players stayed. Jordan was a Bull for life, Kobe a Laker through and through. They built dynasties in one place. LeBron? 3 franchises, Miami, Cleveland, twice, and now Los Angeles. Every move strategic, every move about putting himself in the best position to win. Phil's point, legends make their team great, they don't chase greatness. The super team era. LeBron didn't invent it, but he perfected it. Miami with Wade and Bosh. Cleveland trading for Kevin Love. Every move calculated to stack the deck. Phil has coached against super teams and beaten them, but his teams were built differently, homegrown cores, players who grew together, not overnight manufactured rosters. Leadership style. Michael and Kobe led through fear, challenge, and demanding excellence. LeBron leads differently, collaborative, media-savvy, friendly. Phil asks, does that build the same championship DNA, or just a softer, modern version of greatness? The quote that ignited the fire, when you control the narrative, when you decide how your story is told, you're not letting the game speak for itself. Michael never had to tell anyone he was the greatest. Everyone just knew. And that's the heart of Phil's argument. LeBron has built an empire around his image, social media, documentaries, media partnerships. Phil asks the question, is that greatness or branding? The internet exploded. ESPN dedicated entire segments. FS1 panels debated it for hours. Social media became a war zone. LeBron's former teammates defended him. One source, LeBron's done more for basketball than anyone in this generation. Phil's protecting Jordan's legacy because LeBron threatens it. Others posted cryptic messages, clearly standing up for him. Phil had defenders too. Older fans, those who watched Jordan dominate, said Phil was finally telling it like it is. LeBron's great, but he's not that great. Phil coached the real GOAT. The generational divide in basketball fandom has never been clearer. Analysts split down the middle. Some called Phil outdated, others praised his honesty. No consensus, just chaos. LeBron stayed silent. No tweets, no posts, nothing. Sources said he was hurt but respectful. To hear this from Phil, someone he looked up to, it cuts deep. The silence only amplified the controversy. Then Phil did the unexpected. 3 days after the leak, he released a direct statement. No PR spin, no apology, doubling down. His position was crystal clear. So who's right? Phil, speaking truth, or an old-school bias protecting Jordan's throne? Does LeBron's modern path make him the greatest, or prove Phil's point about manufactured legacies? Drop your thoughts below and join the debate. And if you want more breakdowns of the biggest controversies in basketball, hit subscribe, because this story is far from over.